This video is about Jungle Stories, a pulp magazine that was published by Fiction House from 1938 to 1954. To show what Jungle Stories was all about, after this initial image, a chronological series of painted covers from 1938 to 1954 are presented. As the covers go by, lots of fascinating information is provided, but is not intended to correspond with the specific cover being shown. The lead stories featured the adventures of Ki-Gor, the son of a Scottish missionary raised in the jungle like Tarzan. For the first 2 years, the novels formed a continuous narrative, including Ki-Gor meeting Helene Vaughan, a pilot who crashes in the jungle and is saved by Ki-Gor. They later marry. After 1940, the novels were unconnected episodes, featuring both of them fighting perils that included some science fiction, such as talking gorillas and dinosaurs. The first novel was written by John M. Reynolds, and all the later novels were listed under the house name John Peter Drummond. Some of these were written by Stanley Mullen, but the authors of the others are unknown. Short stories appeared alongside the lead novel in each issue from authors that included Wilbur S. Peacock, Duane Rimmel, Dan Cushman, Bryce Walton, and E. Hoffman Price. By the mid-1950s, the pulp magazine market was dying, pushed by rising paper costs and competition from comic books and paperback novels, and Jungle Stories stopped being published in 1954. The publisher of Jungle Stories, Fiction House, was an American publisher of pulp magazines and comic books that existed from the 1920s to the 1950s. Fiction House began in 1921 as a pulp magazine publisher of primarily aviation, western, and sports pulps. It was founded by John B. Jack Kelly and John W. Glenister. By the late 1930s, the publisher was Thurman T. Scott. During its first decade, Fiction House produced pulp magazines such as Action Stories, Air Stories, Lariat Stories, Detective Classics, The Frontier, True Adventures, Wings, and Fight Stories. By the 1930s, the company had expanded into detective mysteries. Fiction House's first title, with science fiction, was Jungle Stories, which often featured stories with marginally science fiction themes. By the late 1930s, Fiction House published a science fiction pulp magazine, Planet Stories. Its comics division was best known for its pin-up style good girl art, such as the company's most popular character, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. By the late 1930s, Fiction House expanded into comic books, and over time published titles that included Fight Comics, Jumbo Comics, Jungle Comics, Planet Comics, Ranger Comics, Wings Comics, and many more. In the near future, would you like to see a live-action TV show or a live-action movie made based on any of the covers in this video? If so, is there an actress or actresses that you want involved? More videos like this one, short and longer, can be viewed at the Comic Excitement Convention Fiction House playlist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications bell.